Welcome to Quality Time with Clive. I'm Clive, and here's a quick tip for how to use two MIDI effects to help you build chord progressions. First, in a MIDI track with an instrument already installed, navigate to MIDI effects and open up chord. From here, select major chord and insert it into your MIDI track. If you play your MIDI instruments right now, every single note entry will be playing only major chords. This already is interesting, but it does not follow the rules of traditional harmony. In modal, minor, and major scales, we use chords that are both major and minor, so we need to add one more MIDI effect. In MIDI effect, open up Scale and select Major, and insert this into your MIDI track. Make sure the scale effect is after the chord effect. Now, when you play your MIDI instrument, it is playing chords in the key of C major. If you wish to compose music in a different key, move the bass indicator to a new key, say G. What this MIDI effect does is wrap any non-scalar notes into the scale you have selected. Now, record a chord progression of your own choosing. I like the sound of G, D, E, A. G major, D major, E minor, A minor. Right now, when you play your sequence, you will notice that you will hear the notes, but you can't edit them individually. This is because the MIDI data is being created within the track after receiving the MIDI data from the MIDI clip. In order to record and edit the chords, we need to port the MIDI data to another MIDI track. This is easily done by selecting the MIDI in from a second MIDI track and selecting the instrument with the chords effects. Make sure your second MIDI track has an instrument installed that you like. I am keeping things simple and using an electric piano patch. Arm the track and now record the MIDI data from the first track to the second track. Once you are done recording, don't forget to reset the MIDI from in your second MIDI track to all instruments. Now we can finally work on voice leading. As you may know, musicians don't play chords in closed root position all the time. We often move pitches around so that there is a fluidity and smoothness from one chord to the next. If we didn't do this, our music would sound jumpy and, well, infantile. So, what we do is open up the MIDI clip and see which notes from one chord are close to the notes from a second chord. We can move these notes up or down in the octave to create a more fluid, connected line. Observe. And now let's listen to our new progression. I hope this has been helpful. I'll see you next time on another installment of Quality Time with Clive.